Okay, we have done a quick run of the firebrowse SDK. I have two functions written there. One that will just load the generic URL. There it is. Oh, forgot to say. This is all you need to have it running on your application. Now see how it works. So firebrowse has get and get clinical information. And it takes as an input an array with all the TCGA barcodes you want. So let's just run this one first. Firebase get. The way I tend to write the code is that if you don't provide an input, I just come up with one to exemplify how the function works. So let's see how this looks like. So there's a promise. So now you know that to get this, you need an async await. Now we have 250 TCGA codes. So this is the default. You can put any URL you want, but if you don't put anything, you just get this list of patients in the pred cohort. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use this list to generate a default list of TCGA codes in case you don't provide any, as an example. So now I move to the second function. And what you see here is that if you don't provide an array of barcodes, I go get them here, and then I generate them and I proceed. But you'll see the idea is that you provide your own, and I'll show an example. For those who are intrigued about the programming, so what I did is that I created a for loop where I create a bunch of asynchronous calls. So each of them is firebrowse get, and then I have this base URL, and then I have the list of codes separated by a comma. And when this is done, the results come back by filling the results variable that was created here. So it was created before all of this started. And as the calls come back, results clinical underscore FH are concatenated with the additional results that come here. You have two input arguments in this function. The first one is the array of barcodes, and the second one is the size of the subset of codes that you're going to send at a time. So let's give it a try. Again, I promise to always generate a default input if you don't have one ready. I'm going to say XX, wait, and now firebrowse. There it is, with nothing. So n is going to be equal to 50, and the barcodes are going to be taken automatically from the other function. There we go. So let's have a look what this is doing. So there are 250, and you told it in the beginning, no barcodes provided, loading as an example. And let's just pick an example here. So these ones were processed, and at the end you have all 250. So if I go to XX, you see that they're all there. But they only called 50 at a time. So there they are. Okay, so now let's break this down. I'm going to do firebrowse get, and now I'll make sure I'm providing the codes. Like this, so 50 of them, and I'm going to ask 10 at a time. So there are 50, there should be 5 calls. Oh, you get a promise. I forgot to assign this to a variable. It's going to be called Lala. There it is. Lala now should have all 50 concatenated from 5 of 10s. Alright, have fun. Bye now.